One thing's for sure, there's a lot of really big storylines coming into the start of the season.
You're taking a look at Sydney, who have gone back-to-back. Huge roster changes, though. Can they go back-to-back-to-back? Melbourne United, Perth Wildcats, they both need to fight back after, for their lofty standards, relatively poor seasons. And then the Phoenix was always going to be an interesting one. Could they win their first ever title?
Brand new head coach.
Creaky, red.
Returning big three, Mitch Creek, Alan Williams and Gary Brown.
Mitch Creek is this MVP level guy. Alan Williams, when healthy, is an MVP level guy. And Gary Brown is that point guard that holds them all together.
But Gary's Brown!
Man. To bring those guys back together, you would expect for them to be a super team.
Creek to finish. A big third quarter.
Under the leadership of Mike Kelly, Phoenix started brilliantly, but soon they had a big call to make, and that was on the future of import Will Cummings. They decided culturally he wasn't quite the right fit.
It was a shock. There were no indications that this was coming, came out of nowhere.
And anytime you have to let an import go mid-year, it's a difficult thing to do, and it makes the rest of your campaign a little tricky.
They had a standard that they wanted to uphold. Will Cummings wasn't meeting that. They cut rope.
Putting what happened with Will Cummings aside, what really derailed Phoenix's season was unprecedented number of injuries and to key players.
They got whacked with one after the other. Craig Moller, Alan Williams.
And then they lost Gary Brown. Abdul Nader had a hand injury that would have him out for a bunch of games. Then ultimately Mitch Creek.
Mitch Creek obviously brings tons of talent and basketball ability. But I think what he was really able to do was show a leadership side that we hadn't seen yet.
That includes one of the greatest NBL upsets I've ever seen. Up against the Sydney Kings, Creek lifted those development players onto his shoulders and somehow got the win against the back-to-back champions.
One of the most incredible against-the-odds victories that you will ever see.
It's so amazing, and I'm so proud and I'm so emotional right now because they put in so much work and they don't get all the rewards, and this is the reward they get. And here this is everything right now.
You're about to cry?
I'm about to, yeah. It's awesome.
Southeast Melbourne have the world to look forward to because you can only go up. They fought. I mean, the young guys fought. You add some healthy imports, you add a healthy Mitch Creek, and that team turns itself around like that.
There are a lot of teams under pressure going into NBL24, none more so than Adelaide. And not just Adelaide as a franchise, who have not made the playoffs in a very long time, but on CJ Bruton, who finally had a team that he had built.
And they had Isaac Humphries coming back, Trey Kell, Jacob Wiley. You add an exciting next star like Trenton Flowers, a five-star American prospect to that mix. There was a lot of hope that CJ Bruton might be able to bring those pieces together and build a contender.
He's coming back off the pick, come off the pick. He's down screen, hit the guard, yep.
Trenton Flowers, to me, by far, the most athletic kid I've seen.
He shot it really well to start the season, rebounds the ball really well. He's an unbelievable athlete.
The Adelaide fans really embraced him as a guy they love to watch out there on the floor.
Flowers flashes to the basket.
Man, I've grown tremendously. I've learned, how to be able to establish myself as a good pro and, be able to contribute to a team, whether I'm playing, not playing, just finding out ways to make an impact, and then ultimately just, knowing how to fight through adversity. It was a great growing period, and I wouldn't have won it anywhere else.
Tate, the backcourt, get up here.
The start of Adelaide season was very bad. They knew that a change needed to be made of some sort. Dejan Vasiljevic became available. That was something that franchise didn't think it could turn down.
He's one of those players who can get it going, and he's more confident than anybody I've ever seen.
Even with DJ doing what he could, for CJ, the pressure was mounting and a huge loss to the Breakers became that tipping point. Coach gone.
Welcome back to NBL Overtime. What a hell of a week it was in Adelaide. CJ Bruton out, a club legend in, who's had the job before in Scott Ninnis.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming today. Look, it gives me great pleasure to announce Scott Ninnis as the head coach of the Adelaide 36ers.
I think I am the right man for the job. It's something that I've always had confidence in myself, and
I know with what we achieved this year, to be able to establish ourselves and get a pre-season and get the right group together, I think we could do some fantastic things going forward.
When you bring in a new coach, Scotty Ninnis, who's been there, who knows the system, he knows the city, he knows the players, he knew how to feed from those guys.
We've got to communicate with each other. We're not protecting the lead now. We're playing our brand of basketball. To beat the teams we did when there was a lot of adversity, obviously with the coaching change midway through the year, to stick together as a unit and have those wins was something I'll always treasure.
36ers are going to finish the season on a winning note.
Since they signed Scotty Ninnis and he brought them along, now they have their coach for the next 2 to 3 seasons. Congratulations to Scott Ninnis. He truly deserved it. Now they can build, and they've got a full off season of stability and trying to make the proper acquisitions to turn this into a really strong postseason basketball team.
Easy bucket for Bullquam. The Taipans have done it. The little engine that could. Got the train back on the tracks and is headed for the playoffs against the Sydney Kings.
One of the best stories of NBL 23 was the Cairns Taipans and the fact that they were able to get to the semi-finals and were a quarter away from a grand final.
In the off-season, Cairns lost a couple of stars. Hogue as well as Pinder left coach Adam Ford with some work to do. How is he going to rebuild, reshape this team?
Good. Close out. That's it. Close out to the gap. Great job.
Adam Ford pivoted as he usually does, and he made some really good signings. A young, talented Aussie in Taron Armstrong, an import point guard in Pat Miller, and a really exciting NBA draft prospect in next star Bobby Klintman.
Any of those pesky guards trying to swipe at it.
Bobby Klintman was slightly different than other next stars because he had a season in college already. He did a season at Wake Forest, so he came in maybe better prepared than some of the others. And so it wasn't surprising that he came out of the gates really strong.
Excuse me, Bobby!
He's 6'10", can shoot the rock, can handle the ball, and he can really run the floor. So he's everything NBA teams are looking for as a wing in the modern game.
Good shot by the Swede.
The NBL experience has been very different, but it's been really cool. Now coming in, taking the next step to the NBA, I feel like maybe me and the other players with the same goals to me have like a little edge on the other players because now we've played in the pro league. We've played against players that been at the level we want to go to. I would say I've just learned a lot on and off the court, just growing up.
We've seen in recent years in the NBL those huge contests against NBA teams. Well, Cairns had games against Washington and Toronto. That's all well and good, but it was tough going from there back in the NBL.
You know, they hung tough in the push for the finals, thanks to the play of Tajir McCall and Pat Miller in particular. But ultimately, they lost too many key games and they fell a little bit short.
And a lot of that has to do with a young roster. Knowing Adam Ford, he's a smart enough coach and he knows how to turn that thing around.
What Sydney did wrong, and as we highlighted, was everyone just stood still. Yeah. We got to keep that moving. And if it's not on, off like a pitch, you're rolling and go again, you know? You just keep moving.
The Cairns Taipans' youth and inexperience, while at times really exciting, but down the stretch, it wasn't enough. However, the Tasmania JackJumpers, having that playing identity and the experience of playing in tough games, they got hot when it mattered most.
For relatively new franchise Tassie JackJumpers, it was more of the same, and that means a lot of good things. An incredible fan base, consistent performances, and just an all-round positive feel around the club.
Long way for the basket. What a pass inside!
Under Scott Roth, there are never any easy games against the JackJumpers, and this season was no different.
Hey! Hey! Get off! Get off! Not a basketball play.
This is a team that has set standards and they fulfill them. They play as a team. They recruit really well.
Crawford off the window.
Jordan Crawford, another paint-sized guy that's unguardable.
Crawford gets that to go.
Doyle.
What a second quarter he's having.
McVeigh, who I'm a super fan of.
Good move by McVeigh.
And Magne, who finally got healthy.
As soon as he came into the lineup midway through the season, they had the best defense in the league.
Magne with another one.
He is the thing that turns them into a legitimate title contender.
Magnay muscles inside and scores.
One thing you know about the JackJumpers, they never get blown out. They're always right there in the mix. They're a very tough beat. And then become the third team to lock in a spot in the postseason.
This JackJumpers team will be headed to the postseason once again.
For Melbourne, missing out on the postseason is unthinkable. And that's exactly what happened in 23.
It left a bitter taste in their mouth, but they made all the right moves in the off-season and put together one of the strongest teams with the most depth right across. Matthew Dellavedova, Joe Luala-Chul, next star Ariel Hukporti, but it was the signing of Luke Travers in the off-season that really took them up a notch.
Travers spins, great take.
They had all the firepower to blow teams away, and to be honest, it's basically what they did for most of the season.
Clark shakes Parker Jackson's card right out of his boots.
Beginning of the season to the end of the season in first place.
Cameron all the way in, giving him some good punch off the bench.
Just like other teams, they had significant players miss significant time, but they still managed to tick along, and a lot of that comes down to Chris Golding.
The roar inside John Cain Arena as Golding starts the afternoon with a three.
Returning from a World Cup campaign with the Boomers, he set things alight this NBL, sinking threes from all over the place and in MVP form.
Can flat out shoot it from anywhere, and he had some of the biggest shots this year I've ever seen.
Golding looks for the crowd. Says he enjoying this? I did 5 out of 6 threes.
Melbourne United clearly were dominant all year long.
The winner of the Coach of the Year award, none other than Dean Vickerman from Melbourne United.
And I think that's probably the reason why Dean Vickerman deserved to be Coach of the Year. He did a fantastic job with that group. But the team out west, the Perth Wildcats, they were right there. At times, I felt the Wildcats were playing better basketball than United.
Yeah! And the Wildcats come to the Heartlands and take away another W.
There aren't many franchises in Australian sport with higher expectations than the Perth Wildcats. That pressure was even more because they missed the playoffs the last 2 seasons.
For the Wildcats, well, unfortunately, that miraculous run comes to an end.
Keep doing your thing. Cheering for you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Yeah, keep going, man.
There's some moments to be happy about and be proud, but I didn't take this job to finish 6th and lose out in a playing game.
They've just had so much success over so many years, and their incredibly loyal fan base will stick by them, but they don't like losing. So what did 24 have in store?
Good, there we go. Good, get on it.
They came back this season with a regenerated roster, built around Bryce Cotton, of course, the 3-time MVP, and they bring in guys like Keanu Pinder, Jordan Usher, and the exciting NBA draft prospect in Alexander Sarr.
Alex Sarr, potentially the #1 draft pick in the NBA. Long, intimidating, can run the floor like a gazelle, will dunk on you, will block your shot.
Sarr has another block.
We knew Alex Sarr was going to be good, but then when we saw him in those 2 games that the Wildcats played against the G League Ignite,
Here goes.
it was like, damn, this kid is going to make a legitimate impact for this team.
5 blocks, 20 points. He had an absolute show tonight.
I'm so proud of our Next Star program, and to now have someone like Alex Sarr, I couldn't be more proud. And even more so, the fact that he didn't come here as the #1 draft pick is just incredible, and I wish him all the luck in the draft, and all of Australia will be cheering them on.
Cotton and Webster getting a little bit fancy, and they're going to cough it up.
That won't make John really too happy.
Perth Wildcats struggled early. They were 2-5, and the Red Army were not happy.
Everyone is calling for John Riley's head. People are calling for management's head. And amid all that, the scariest thing was that Bryce Cotton didn't really look like himself.
And we're so used to him just piling on the points game after game. But in true Bryce fashion, he turned that all around.
Well, Bryce Cotton had one of the greatest stretches in NBL history.
The way that Bryce Cotton was playing, they look like a legitimate contender to win a title.
Bryce Cotton is a true Australian iconic athlete.
And the winner is the champion on the floor, champion off the floor, is Bryce Cotton.
I think more than ever in NBL 24, we've had some amazing talent, and through different parts of the year, I thought we'd have a different person as MVP. So there could have been many MVPs, but with Bryce Cotton winning, I can only congratulate him yet again, and he's proven to be, no doubt, over the past few years, the most exceptional, consistent player in the NBL, and someone that brings the NBA-level talent to our league.
After a few speed bumps to start NBL 24, they were back in the finals.
So the Perth Wildcats are back where they're supposed to be. John really proved himself in his second year as coach. Bryce Cotton gets his 4th MVP, but they weren't the biggest story. The biggest story this season was the amazing turnaround in Illawarra.
We highlighted Illawarra's single-figure losses.
20 losses, but playing with great heart and grit and toughness right now. The Illawarra Hawks were really gifting wins to other teams across NBL 23. So this season needed to be a bounce-back campaign.
We've got to show the league what we're about right now. We good with that? Let's go, hands in. Let's go.
When news came through that they managed to sign the services of Gary Clark and next star superstar in the making, AJ Johnson, things were going to change.
Good to see AJ Johnson getting some minutes, getting a chance here.
Go! Go!
The problem for Illawarra is they've lost 7 of their last 8 games as Greeder misses the layup there.
The Hawks were supposed to be so good. They had talent, but what we saw was just a continuation of last season, which was horrific.
Hey!
They didn't have it together. They looked listless. They lacked confidence. They had no belief in what they were doing.
Eventually something had to give, so they parted ways with their head coach, Jacob Jackomas. It's a shame the way it's worked out. We know it's a results-based business, and after you come off a 3-25 to then get another year at it on was interesting, and then it's a shame that it's worked out this way.
Does ownership take some of the blame for this?
Yeah, absolutely they have to. The franchise has to take some type of responsibility. I don't know if he can coach.
And they put assistant coach Justin Tatum, Jason Tatum's dad, in place as their interim head guy.
OT time. Close. I'll have AJ up here with you.
AJ, second screen.
Let's go, Black. Let's go. Yep, turn around and get tidy.
And all of a sudden, everything just started clicking in that franchise.
Finds the puts it down with 2 hands. Good defense from Roberts. Clark again. Points count. Crowd on their feet. Now the Hawks back in front.
Fellas, they're not going to stop punching until we make them stop punching.
The thing I notice about Justin Tatum is how he carries himself and how his players have taken on his persona. And it's really a case of the coach changing the personality of the team, but the main thing he gave them was belief and an optimism in their own abilities as basketball players.
They were clearly playing for their coach. He was getting the best out of them.
Simply incredible.
For a team to be at the bottom of the ladder and finish in 4th place and win 12 of their next 18 games.
Who would have thought the Hawks would go into RAC Arena and knock off the rampaging Wildcats by 18, but they have.
The Hawks have wound up being the Cinderella story of NBL 24. And to be honest, Justin Tatum is their fairy godmother. I mean, he has come in and transformed that team completely. They've locked themselves in for a spot in the NBL 24 play-in game.
The Tatum turnaround is complete. The Illawarra Hawks will be playing finals.
So the top 4 was set. Melbourne United, Perth, Tasmania, Illawarra. The other 3 teams have been battling for quite some time. Sydney, New Zealand, and Brisbane, all deserving of a spot in the postseason. But unfortunately, as we know, only 2 can make it to the play-in. Here we go.
After a tumultuous NBL 23, the Brisbane Bullets made some of the biggest moves we saw right across the comp, shaking up the organisation.
Tonight's our first chance to show this league, to show the world what our new identity is. And they better worry about a bullet when they come to town.
Bullets on three, 1, 2, 3.
Bullets. And they brought in a brand new head coach, Justin Schuller. They changed their front office, a new CEO in Malcolm Watts.
Good job.
And with the hire of Justin Schuller, I was uncertain. I didn't know much about him, so my expectations were low, but I was wrong.
Play like you want to win right now. We're letting them do whatever the they want. Have a bit of guts about you. Have a bit of pride.
Coming in, there was a lot we needed to change, and really this year was about building a foundation, or laying a foundation, I should say, that we can now go build whatever on top. And started with culture and changing a lot of things in that space, but then also mainly as our roster fleshed out.
One of the really exciting parts has been the young Australian prospect, Rocco Zikarsky, 7'3", 17-year-old, on his way to the bright lights of the NBA.
There he is! A smile as well, Rocco Zikarsky's first points in the NBL.
Not only do his teammates love him, the coaching staff, the fans love him in a massive way, but so do the NBA scouts.
For a first year as a pro at 17, couldn't be more happy with how he attacked it firstly, but then also, you know, the progression he made throughout the course of the year.
The new era of the Brisbane Bullets begins in a winning fashion.
For all of the newcomers across their roster, it was actually a veteran who lit things up for the Brisbane Bullets, and that is Nathan Sobey. He was an MVP contender early doors.
He took the scoring mantle for that squad and played himself into MVP conversations.
He looks like the Sobey of old. Hits in the basket, has that confidence, has that swagger.
Sobey flies!
The passion was certainly back in the Sunshine State, and those contests between Brisbane and Cairns, the rivalry was back in business.
Big brother Brisbane and little brother Cairns go at it 3 times a year.
It's tense, it's tight, it's physical.
We're really, really hard-nosed going at each other.
What's happening? Oh, boy.
One of the frustrating things for the Bullets throughout the season was they just had a tough time closing out games. They weren't able to lock themselves into the finals.
They needed to go get a victory in New Zealand to qualify for the postseason.
Close the page. Fly to the kickouts. Do better. More. Do not accept not emptying the tank. It's all about what you have.
He'll go up and punch it down, boys! With the arena on their feet!
Much like Cairns, New Zealand had a wonderful NBL23, turning a lot of heads along the way. So could they back it up in NBL24?
They were a quarter away from the championship. So coming into this season, they knew that they wanted to keep Will McDowell-White. He was someone who was sought after by basically every other NBL team, and they knew that he would be the crux of what they'd do again. So re-signing him was huge.
They had to replace all 3 of their imports who were so great the year before with brand new guys. And another key piece to that was the signing of Mantas Rupstavicius, the Lithuanian next star who can light it up from long range.
Rupstavicius from the corner. The Breakers have started fast. And that's what he does.
Once again, somehow, the Breakers nailed the recruitment of their imports. Parker Jackson Cartwright came in and was one of the most talented and unstoppable players in the NBL. Zylan Cheatham was someone who could be the best player in the NBL.
They picked up a high-level import, Anthony Lamb from the Golden State Warriors, as a potential all-NBL level performer and really a potential MVP.
They looked at one point like a legitimate championship threat. They probably have the best import trio in the competition, and I was super excited to see where this team was going to go.
Lamb's feeling it. Another 3-ball. That's a third of the corner. He's got 19.
Off the back of tremendous play from Anthony Lamb, the Breakers overcame some injuries during the middle of the season to really push hard for the playoffs.
And the best thing about this team is Modi's able to coach them the way he's been coaching, and that's what's pushed them to where they are today.
Rupstavicius squeaks it to Liafa. Falling away! Oh, Isaiah Liafa! The Breakers, they take care of business on their home floor.
So New Zealand do their job, but who is going to be the other team? Brisbane or Sydney? A team that we don't know how they're going to show up from week to week.
Had to change the shot. Oh! And the victory lap begins. They've done it again. The Sydney Kings sit on their throne, back-to-back champions.
Off the back of winning the last 2 titles, I think the Sydney fans have been getting used to winning championships and thought, well, coming into NBL 24, it was going to be the same type of story. But they have had huge changes. Really, they had to kind of change their entire starting lineup. The MVP, Xavier Cooks, moved on to the NBA, throw in a brand new head coach.
Hey, the half is freaking over. It's freaking 0-0.
Replacing Chase Buford is a very tough task. And it looked like they filled his shoes in a really impressive way with Mahmoud Abdel Fattah.
The first couple of weeks, they started off on fire.
The Sydney Kings win another Sunday thriller.
That's what we like to see.
Mahmoud, a winning start. How does that feel?
Another day, baby.
They still had that Sydney Kings swagger. 7-3 start for the season.
And there's the talent on full start.
There we go.
Alex Tui.
Alex Tui, next star. Great size, great IQ.
Out of the centre of excellence in Canberra, can really shoot the rock, and really good pickup for the Sydney Kings.
Load that leg, load that left.
When he came in, he made an immediate impact on both ends of the floor.
Tui got a piece of it. Tui spins on Bannon. That is very nice.
The Kings started strongly, but midway through the year, the wheels started to fall off.
And then the big day, Christmas Day against Illawarra. They dropped that game at home, in which was a devastating loss. That sent them further into a tailspin.
Well, Hawke celebrates 8 straight losses against Sydney, becomes 1 straight win.
It just looked like guys weren't interested. They weren't gelling as a team. They had a couple of injuries here. They signed some big guys. DJ Hogue from Cairns was expected to come in. He got injured. He didn't play a lot of minutes.
And it got to a point where they were dropping games that you can't drop. That put them in a situation where their entire play-in hope came down to their last game of the season.
That's a sweet stroke. Great play from Jalen Adams. Mellowatch hammers it home. The Kings will be in the playoffs with a club record 55-point win.
So Sydney do it in style down in Melbourne. They finish 5th, and they get the opportunity to host New Zealand in the first true elimination game of the season.
Can't wait for the final series to begin, and if the rest of the season was anything to go by, I think you can expect the unexpected. Absolutely cannot predict what's going to happen, so can't wait.
This is the second year of the play-in format, and I love it. So 5 plays 6, and the winner of that game will play the loser of 3 versus 4, which is a fascinating game. Illawarra travels to Tasmania.
The NBL 24 Finals Series is underway in Tasmania. Rolling inside against Magnay, who says absolutely under no circumstance. Magnay draws an offensive foul, and the Tasmania JackJumpers progress to face the Perth Wildcats in a semi-final series.
Well, here we are at Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney for the play-in qualifier between the Kings and New Zealand Breakers.
The winner of this game will travel to Illawarra in a few days' time to play the Hawks. And for the loser, it is NBL 24 done. Adams down the lane. White Noy downhill though with the left hand. Dow White gets it to drop. The Breakers in front. Good nice. Parker Jackson Cartwright silences Kudos Bank Arena. And tonight, in the face of extreme adversity, the Breakers keep their season alive. New Zealand win over the Sydney Kings.
Just a tough one, you know, ups and downs. It's just the summary of our season. So we missed a lot of open looks. They made a few more baskets than we did, a few more plays. So we struggled overall. Players, coaches, we all could have been better, but it's just inconsistent all year.
Obviously, we had a very challenging season last season. Really, this is a renewal for the club as we go forward. We're a big basketball club, and it's a big city, and no better place to have a big coach than Sydney. And on that point, I'd just like to acknowledge and welcome Brian Gorges, the new league coach of the Sydney King. Brian, please.
I wake up at night now and kind of open my eyes and go, God, can this be true? I just feel so fortunate that the timing's right. I feel wanted. I feel like you're happy that I'm here. And for me, it's coming home.
So here we have it. Tasmania knock off Illawarra and will advance to play Perth in the semi-final. Meanwhile, Illawarra will go home and host the New Zealand Breakers.
Hawks control the tip. Look at the finish here from Robinson. 3-point ball game. Last play, or are we going to OT? Parker Jackson Cartwright steps into a tough shot and then halfway down and shuts out. And the Hawkins are going to the semi-finals.
So after a long season, we have our Final Four. Illawarra will take on Melbourne, and Tasmania will face Perth.
Hello and welcome to John Cain Arena for a massive matchup, semi-final game one. Melbourne United taking on the Illawarra Hawks, a David versus Goliath battle. The Hawks dead and buried at the start of the season, and they are back. This is a massive matchup, two very different stories.
In my opinion, we really don't have anything to lose. You know what I mean? We have everything in the game. So I think us coming out here playing at a high level, playing with, the basketball that got us here, just pure intensity. And I think that at the end of the day, all the pressure is on Melbourne we're underdogs. So if you're an underdog, you really don't have too much to lose. So just go out here and play your best ball and figure it out.
I think me personally, I do enjoy being a little bit of the underdog, just based on the fact that my whole life has been an underdog story. I actually enjoy that. It's a little chip on the shoulder that I've always had.
We got to play them last game of the year, and as I look back at all our games this year against them, they've, somewhere in the second half, they've had an advantage in the game. We've had to kind of fight back. Tonight, they're kind of just going after it. We have to be really solid in our coverage tonight.
I think that we have a lot of guys that have been working all season to put themselves in position to be on the court at any point. We've had guys go down. We've had a lot of injuries and things like that. So we've shown that guys can be able to step up in big moments, and we're going to need them throughout the playoffs.
Hey, the past, nothing matters. All right, this is 0-0 again. The only thing that matters from the past is what we learnt and what we earned. We earned the right to have the most amount of home games. That's what we earned. What we learnt, hopefully, is how your role affects the team, all right? And what you can do to contribute to us playing the most consistent, high-level basketball in this league. Energy, activity, you control all those things tonight. Let's go.
And now we're playing for keeps. The playoffs are underway. Rolling inside early. That's a nice start for the big man.
Great start for the Hawks.
Melbourne United got to be careful because they're not coming home after this one.
Delivered over at the other end, Cairns a triple. Great pass from McCourty. Tatum not pleased with what he saw there.
We can't let them get their stroller now. All right, we got everything out. Let's play the basketball.
Lee all alone in the corner. Bang! Gives the Hawks the lead, heading into halftime.
The pace thing is just like you can see you guys getting tired. I'm really asking you, and there's going to be periods if we can't stop the game, you just have to dig in for those next 3 or 4 possessions right now. All right, go ahead and make sure we get that done. Offensively, move the basketball, share it, keep attacking the paint. We're good at that end. Get some stuff.
Swakala Bullock, massive hit. Harvey for 3. 16-point Hawk lead. Sam Froling's called for a walk. And now some things starting to break the way of the home team. JLA gets it to go. It's a 2-point game.
Everybody get attention. Everybody's a hot guy.
Travers ties it up with a thunderous jam. 4 seconds remaining. Can Robinson be the hero? And we've got free basketball on night 1 of the playoffs.
If we thought playoffs is easy, this is it. Stay tight. Let's go.
Illy underneath to Travers. And Melbourne United take a 1-0 lead in this playoff series.
We obviously allowed too many points for our liking, so we're going to put our attention to that tomorrow, and hopefully it carries on to the game 2.
It is what it is, but this one is on me, and this is on, my team understands that, they got to make sure that they got to find a way to pull the game out. Can't have a 17-point lead with any team and then allow it to come back. So we'll be ready for the next one.
Hello and welcome to the Win Entertainment
entertainment centre for Game 2 of the NBL semi-finals. That man right there, Justin Tatum, coming off a disastrous loss, up 16 points with 7 minutes to go, and they gave it to Melbourne, who snatched that victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. There's kind of a part of the game where we just weren't at the desperation level required until right at that pointy end where only 1 or 2 possessions more and that game could have been a different story. So just a better start tonight.
We need to be better, plain and simple. I think if we come out and play like we did for 33 minutes of that game, we'll lose. So we need to be better in all aspects. That's really what we focused on, little tiny areas where we can be better and fix some things, and hopefully it's a better big picture for us.
Them guys being like veterans. I mean, they didn't want to let the game down. They didn't give up. We didn't finish the game. We were in control for the majority of it, and we probably had another minute or two of the game to win, but their experience, it overcame that, and so that was one of my major overtake that we got.
Just being able to handle their pressure and not fall apart, do what we do. We have stuff set for, like, when they, pressure comes on, it's just a matter of, like, make sure we're executing and getting into our stuff.
We have so many winners in this room. We were 16 down. We had this calmness. We were just going to make the next play and go ahead and win. They have win or go on. If we can put enough pressure on them and make it tough, those shots become pretty tough. Like, oh, I missed this one, we're going fishing, all right? That's the thing that we have to go ahead and do.
Now or never for the Illawarra Hawks. Lyle Chul Jr. gets that to drop, and it's an early 6-0 lead for the visitors. That'll settle their nerves. Tyler Harvey, challenge early for Illawarra. Hook Porty.
Oh, that's a charge.
Posting up, and again, these two continue to go bucket for bucket.
Get out!
Hickey continues to find ways to get it done. And it is on here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. 50-49 at halftime.
Our screens were awesome. As the game wore along, it's like we just didn't quite connect the same way we were connecting early. So you guys come out, set real great, strong picks, loosen up people. Now we're getting on the rim, penetrating, and getting good free.
First 4 minutes, man.
Yep. Oh, cool, man.
Golding in rhythm, got it. United tie it up, 2 buckets in 20 seconds.
Come on, man. Stop getting stagnant offensively. Stop being nervous about it. Come on.
Dellavedova takes on the responsibility.
Go for the win or the tie.
We've already been to overtime once. Clark, no foul. Hickey, offensive rebound. Scores! The want, the desire, the effort.
Overtime for the second time.
Hey, everyone move on right now. All right, everyone's good. Everyone move on.
Now Dellavedova misses the layup. Hickey on the move. Got it. Oh, my. Hickey once again threw it up. Froling. The fairy tale has another chapter. Illawarra's season lives on.
Hey, boys.
My guys fought hard for me. I felt that we felt we were down and out at sometimes, but they didn't want this to be our last game. So we're going back to Melbourne. Hopefully we can finish it there.
Obviously, we played some guys heavy minutes, and there was a few possessions there didn't quite have the pop that we needed to. Yeah, we'll look at the offense, but yeah, I still, don't like giving up 97 points to anyone in regular time. So look our wounds. Look forward to Wednesday.
It does not get bigger than this. A decider. Melbourne Illawarra, white collar versus blue collar. Game 3, the decider.
Yeah, I pinched myself for the last, 10 hours that we have opportunity to be in the grand finals from where we started from. So it's exciting. I'm glad for the guys to be in this moment, and we want to make sure we cherish it.
It is crazy if you take time to just, think about everything that's gone on this year, the ups and downs of it, and it all led up to this moment right here. So it's definitely something that, we want to take grasp of, take hold of, and push our way to the finals.
Tonight we earned the right to have this game 3 and to be in front of our home fans, and it's a game where everybody's continued to come back from runs in the series. Tonight, once we get a run, we hope our fans can get behind us and stretch that run out.
Knowing that they got a lot of guys with energy that that we have to match. Obviously, the last one, to send it to overtime, being able to box out, we get that rebound, I think we put ourselves in a better position. So making sure we don't do the same mistakes this game.
Thought a lot of good messages from everybody today about how we approach this one, but to go back to Delhi, to finish that thing off, to say, fellas, get your rest, get in the trenches today, win every and loose ball, hit first, take our defense to another level. All right, that's the commitment that we're asking from everybody. I thought it was a great challenge to the whole group because we know he's going to do it.
A spot in the championship series will be decided by the end of tonight. Here's a nice find. Lawala and Golding backdoor. Lani Swaka, the Bullet, responds. Travers with the tape. That's a double-figure lead early for Melbourne.
And it's relentless.
And they can't stop Melbourne from scoring.
Every single possession, they are flying in waves.
They got to get some stops, though. This is crazy.
Hey, they too comfortable right now, my guys. They too comfortable. They coming down doing whatever they want. So we got to fight through it. What they're doing is so easy to get to their spot. Put pressure on the rim. Put pressure on the rim, downhill.
Robinson for his third three of the quarter.
This has been a very high-quality finish for the Illawarra Hawks.
I told you a couple of minutes ago.
Multiple times they've been down double digits, and they continue to fight.
When we're disciplined, we are so good. And we can blow this out if we just stay disciplined and stay clinical, because we get what we want.
Hey, we attacked the paint early in the game, got to the bonus in 2 minutes. We've got to come out with that same mentality right now. All right, let's go. This is our defense now. Our cool move.
Great pass, Golding with the block.
Huge.
Big defensive play for Melbourne. Golding inside for Travers.
Melbourne have been relentless. The constant pressure they put on the rim.
Took it into the paint. Hopporti put it into the stands. They reload through Golding, who's guarded by Hwan Jung Lee. Shooter v shooter. They've been pushed all the way, but Melbourne United punched their ticket to the championship series and will take in home court advantage. What a series.
We don't even know what competition's going to be. The good news is if you are
It's like win the game or go home. We decided to give 100% on the floor, no matter what happens. CG got his role offensively. We got our role defensively, offensively. Everybody got their role, and we just played our role today.
There was a will and a desire from us tonight, and Delhi really drove that. Put your hard hat on, win loose balls, score 100 points again. I thought we had a chance to keep them in the 80s tonight, but we didn't quite get it done. But credit to Tatum and their coaching staff. You know, been really solid the whole series.
Melbourne they were ready. They came out and they gave the first couple punches in the first quarter, set the tone, and so we had to play catch up for most of the game. And like I told them, I'm proud of them being able to put ourselves in an opportunity like this because, you know, our season could have been over February 18th, but our guys kept fighting and kept playing, and so that just shows us where our future is.
We're all pretty disappointed how the season ended, but I feel like we had a really good run. You know, we got somewhere no one probably thought we would have got, and, you know, I feel like it just made us all closer. Honestly, I'm just working out, you know, getting ready for the pre-draft. Honestly, I'm just going to let God take it from there. You know, if I choose to enter the draft or I choose to go somewhere else, I'm just going to let that be up to him. I'm just going to put my head down, work as hard as I can, use all the things that I learned here to just keep going.
Welcome to the jungle where the Perth Wildcats begin their hunt for their 11th championship up against the Tasmania JackJumpers, who have only been in the league for 3 years as they hunt their first.
We're just building our history. We're playing a team that has 40 years worth of history, and this is the end of our third year, and we're very humble about being where we're at, but we're also going to be greedy. We're just going to do what we do, and we're not overly worried about them on the other end. They're going to do what they're going to have to do, and we'll just get through it and see where it goes.
For me, personally, I'm excited to verse the Red Army. I mean, growing up, since the moment I joined the league as well, like, this is the team to beat, the history here, and I always wanted to, you know, lucky enough to get to play against Bryce Cotton in a series, and that's what we get to do here.
In this kind of building, 40 years of history over there, and we're just chilling right now to build our history. This is a fantastic opportunity to go here. This is what we
game matters, and we got to make sure we get after this. Let's go.
I'm expecting them, just like most teams, to slow Bryce Cotton down. So that's where it's important for our other players to have great presence at the offensive end, be aggressive themselves. Look, we've had 20 days off. That's good and bad, but our guys are fresh. We're ready to go, and this week's been a great build-up to this game.
When we play our style, and that's high pace, and when we do that, we're fine. Not getting distracted with other things. So, been drilled into that for the last 3 weeks in particular, and hopefully it comes out and shows tonight.
We want to play fast, but we can't play reckless. We got to get great shots. Fellas, all season long, preseason, Vegas, Gold Coast, going through it in October. This is the time. You guys deserve to be here. Go out, throw the first punch, and enjoy the
Big crowd at RAC Arena. That's the JackJumpers in possession first. That looked good. Pinder knocks down the three. Jack McVeigh levitates in the air.
That's tough.
Harris, he travels first.
John really certainly doesn't think so.
Oh my God! Crawford starting to get busy. Off the glass scores. Keanu Pinder brings RAC Arena to life.
Got a guard. Got a guard, got a guard, got a guard.
Webster blocked. Milton Doyle, he stands up and delivers. You can just never get rid of Tasmania.
They swung, the Stars are going to swing this whole series right there. All right, you just weather the storm, stay with it, get grinding, didn't drop our head. That's all they got. We haven't even played yet, all right? We just got to remain patient. You're playing a hell of a game. Might not feel like it, but they just gave you what they had.
Great half. Our purpose and intent, great half, okay? But now use this time to reload, refocus, to go again. We need another 20 minutes, just like that. To get in the paint, create. We're doing a great job. Trust what we're doing will break the game open. But it's got to start defensively. We got no guys in serious foul trouble. Let's go out there, give them 20 more minutes.
Cotton a long way from the basket. Spins and drives and scores. They swing to Pinder.
That's big.
Doyle gets to work on Hiram Harris, and then with the left hand, Pinder not again. Absolutely. What about the roar? Webster must shoot. Does shoot. Usher from underneath his foul. And he's not happy about it too.
I mean, unsportsmanlike foul on the lead. I just wanted to look at it for a potential upgrade.
Sticking with an unsportsmanlike foul. Game one of the playoff series. The Perth Wildcats, they win it and head to Tasmania 1-0 up.
Yeah, it feels great, the job's not finished. We gotta come in Monday and bring the fire again, but it's a good start.
We're right where we needed to be, and they made some shots down the stretch. Now we make adjustments and we move on to game two, but we've got some momentum behind us. This doesn't halt it at all.
Let's fly home. Let's recover as best we can. They got the same ass long flight they got to go on with us, and they're coming back in our building. Our fans are going to be going bonkers just like their fans did. Let's get ourselves out of here. Let's stay together. Keep your heads up. It's just one game at the end of the day, and we're back home. All right, let's go. Come on.
I thought our guys, played well on the road here. We got down a few times, came right back. And in the last 5 minutes, we just didn't make enough plays and energy plays that they made, obviously turned the tide and made enough plays there, obviously, to gain momentum. And it's a harsh lesson, but it is what it is.
Game two thrown on its head with Marcus Lee being handed a suspension, lowered to 1 with a guilty plea, but he will take no part in this match. Damon Lowry, that spells doom for the JackJumpers.
I 100% disagree, and it's total shenanigans that he ain't allowed to play today. The GRP, we're gonna have a talk.
Look, we were surprised Perth reported us in the first place. We thought that what the refs had deemed it as unsportsmanlike was exactly that, and it should have just been left on the court. So then to be taken to the integrity unit and the process in which that happened, we weren't too pleased with it. But look, this is all part of who we are, our DNA. We've always got a chip on the shoulder.
It's massive. He's been our starting centre all year. Hasn't missed a practice, hasn't missed a game, and then, he tries to stop Jordan from scoring and, accidentally clips him in the head, and You know, what can you do about that? Get sent up the chain the wrong way, and, you know, more disappointingly, we can't even have him sit on the bench for us and be a part of our team and what could possibly be our last game of the season.
Look, I don't look at it as an advantage, because if you look at any teams throughout the NBL this year that have had a reduction in their roster, those teams have performed very well. Like Majuk Dang will have an opportunity, and all of those guys have had impactful moments throughout the season. So the game plan doesn't change.
Control the tempo of the game, for sure, you know. Being aggressive, they force us to play a style of basketball that we enjoy playing, getting up and down the court. So, I mean, yeah, just keep playing, just keep doing us, I think is the main message.
Atmosphere is electric. Season on the line for the JackJumpers. It's Crawford. Can't get the first one to fall, and Cotton pulls up. Gets it to fall. And there's the bounce pass again, and this time McNay delivers. Oh! That might be unsportsmanlike. It'll be looked at for sure.
It will be unsportsmanlike.
You can't touch him! There is plenty of feeling in this building tonight. There's adrenaline everywhere in this building, isn't there?
We just can't keep jacking shots up. You'll get that same shot in 3 seconds. The ball got to move, and you got to be quicker. But jacking shots up, not going to happen. They might look good. They're not going in right now. They're on the rim.
Dang! Providing some energy off the bench. Doyle, catch and shoot, and fires. They get it back within 5 points. And now Cotton is going to be fouled again. Steindl, that's as good a look as you'll get. And that is a really positive way to finish the half for the JackJumpers.
Defensively, let's lock back in here, okay? Contest, we got to talk. Keep playing with pace. Here we go.
Good defense from McVeigh. Goes himself. Why not? They lead by 1 point. Feel the momentum has shifted in this third quarter.
John really not liking what he's seeing.
Doyle. Oh. And that's as sweet as you get. Steindl with his feet set. Wow. The Tassie JackJumpers have done it again, and they will force Game 3 at RAC Arena. And Marcus Lee is as relieved as anyone.
Oh, extremely proud. I've gotten messages from them all the past 2 days. They were throwing so much positive energy to me, I knew that they were going to be fine.
Big win. I mean, this place is rocking. We're going to soak this up. That's what we live for. And then we've got a mission. Quick turnaround, 48 hours. It's going to be fun over there.
If you come down here and you're tentative or you're passive, it's going to be a long night. So I did like the way we got out of the gate. And we're at the time of the year where you got 2 good teams playing against each other. So I would expect a very good contest. So Game 3, let's go.
The final stop on the journey to the NBL's Championship Series is out west at RAC Arena in Perth, where the Wildcats and the JackJumpers square off for the right to face Melbourne United for all the marbles.
It's been 3 years in a row. We've put ourselves in the exact same position. Obviously, we got over the line in the first year, going to the finals. Lost Game 3 last season in New Zealand, and now we find ourselves on the road in a Game 3. We just got to be disciplined tonight to get us back to another finals campaign and progress this club.
We had a couple opportunities to bust the game open, and we didn't capitalize on it, but we have another opportunity here, and it's win or go home. But if you had to tell us at the beginning of the year, you got to win a game at home to go to the grand final, you know, who wouldn't sign up for that?
Do not let up. We did not let up in Game 1. They failed us all night long. I can talk about us being the best team all season, but tonight it's just coming down to 40 minutes and who wants it more. We're going to have to get together. We're going to not play perfect, but how do we get out of that? How do we forge through? How do we keep fighting our home? They haven't beaten us here. They're the ones traveling. Play at our pace. Just go for the knockout all night. Here we go.
No shortage of drama and storylines. Tonight, only one season's campaign will continue. Doyle inside, and it's tipped home. Loose ball goes the way of the Wildcats, and it was never going to take long. Marcus Lee lashes one down. And Corey Webster, 4 on the shot clock for Jack McVeigh. Gets to his spot and connects.
He's so tough.
That's a foul!
Strong finish inside, and John Riley's incensed.
That is a foul!
Doyle with a beautiful move inside. Can the JackJumpers beat the halftime buzzer? Magno gets it to go! And the JackJumpers lead by 9 at the main change.
Fellas, we can see the task. We just got to turn it up a little bit. Take care of the ball, rebound the ball, ball pressure. Here we go.
Trailed by double digits early when these two teams met here in round one to come out on top. They'll need to do it again here. Milton Doyle's got 21.
Oh, McVeigh. Good second effort there from Hiram Harris.
Hey, push the pace. They're getting tired.
Magnay looks a little spent, to be honest.
Here we go, Hiram. Stay in.
McVeigh for three. 15-point lead to Tassie. And Perth facing elimination.
We're not talking and being a group out there to help each other through this. Our ball pressure, but give everyone a confidence with our voice. Strong with the ball, but we do got to keep our pace. They're tired. Keep your pace and smart. C's been good.
Doolittle for three. Around and out. If that's not going to go, nothing will. Corey Webster for three. Again, it goes around and out. McVeigh out to Steindl, who sinks his old squad. The JackJumpers are headed to the Championship Series to face Melbourne United.
Look at him get around Scott Wright, the leader of the pack.
The Mohawk's back. Right where we're supposed to be. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. Hey, Jackie's on. Do you want to do? Jackie!
I mean, Scott said it, right where we're supposed to be. I think we worked our ass off all year. And, you know, we just stayed disciplined late. They're a hell of a team.
We defended the island. Our guys just do the right things. It's a tough environment to be in. They're a hell of a team. We played really, really well tonight. We're going to recuperate, have a few beers tonight, enjoy this flight home. It's just been a hell of a season again for us, and really proud.
Where did it go wrong tonight? JackJumpers played very well. Congratulations to them. The last two games, they were the better team. I couldn't be prouder of this team. It was a fun group to coach. I understand fun didn't help us tonight. But when you can walk into work every day and really enjoy the guys that you're around, that's special.
Fans been spoiled a bit this year with Alex. Where do you think he's at and what we're looking at?
We've certainly seen great growth from Alex throughout the season. I would say, I think this playoff series really shows how he's growing, and he's going in the right direction as far as that is concerned. And he's a terrific kid. Like, we got spoiled with an extra.
The Wildcats try to win a championship every year, so every time we don't win one, it's, of course, you know, a disappointment. That's my first year playing pro, but it would have been special for sure. But I think for me, of course, I was disappointed, but then, yeah, I got a lot of work to do this summer and leading into the draft.
Hello and welcome to John Cain Arena for Game 1 of the NBL Championship Series. Melbourne United, well, they're on their hunt for their third championship under Dean Vickerman. And the JackJumpers, well, we've heard from Scott Roth all week. Protect all that is good, defend the island.
Yeah, I mean, everything, obviously, to give them a championship. Again, it's not going to change my life one way or another, but it's going to impact 500,000 people on that island that are always swinging above the weight, always kind of looked down upon, kind of the butt ends of jokes. I think the fans there, more than anywhere else, deserve a chance to get a championship. And how we go about doing our business, staying humble and hungry, is what we're going to try to do.
I feel good. Championship series, what we've been working on all year, so I think they're going to try to get up defensively, know what to expect from Delhi, Chris Goulden. They're going to try to score the ball, so just got to focus in on those little things.
This is going to be a heavyweight bout. This is going to be a fight that goes for a long time, and, you know, two teams that just, you know, keep punching, keep boxing out, keeps playing aggressive, you know, never quit. You know, it's just going to be some real fun, gritty basketball.
It all comes down to the defensive end. That's something that we pride ourselves on, and it's something that drives our offense. So when we're getting stopped, we're really tough to beat.
Grand Final Series, this group, you got a maximum of 5 games left together as a group. All right, go and live every moment. Be present. Do whatever you can to go ahead and make this just a successful time. But go ahead and enjoy it as well as we hang together for these next couple of weeks.
You are right where you're supposed to be. This is the only thing that matters is this game tonight, all right? Relax, have fun, and enjoy yourselves. We should be smiling, running around, chest bumping. We got everything in the world to gain. This is a hell of another opportunity for us to make a statement. This building's half of us, the island's here, all right? So just make sure that we respect the way we play. We play harder than them, smarter than them, more aggressive than them. Let's go.
The Championship Series between Melbourne and Tasmania is away. Magnay down the lane. Listen to the noise from the JackJumpers fans.
A lot of JackJumpers fans have made the trip over to support their team.
Optimum look for Dellavedova. Bottom of the net. And a steal by Luala. Half-time at John Cain Arena. It's Melbourne who lead 51-41.
Hey, slow the down. We not on. We not hitting threes, so we can't just come down, first side, shoot a basket.
You're in a good spot. 51 points we know is way too much. We just have to calm ourselves now in the next 20 minutes here. But again, these first 2 or 3 minutes out of here, we can't be flat-footed to piss possessions away. It's too valuable in these kind of series, all right? Just stay on point, relax. But we got to pick our aggression up and smartly pick our aggression up on the defensive end and tighten that up.
Magnay, there's been some switches with him, all right? We've put him in actions and boom, he's got into some switches. Let's punish him. Yeah, let's get to our space and go at him, all right? Make him have to rotate. Have you got the extra ones on that one?
Golding. But that is an enormous problem for the JackJumpers.
He's got the flamethrower out, and right now the Melbourne United superstars and Golding are absolutely dissecting Tasmania.
Hey, let's concentrate on 3 or 4 just solid JackJumper basketball game. Keep going strong. Don't get discouraged.
Trivik searching for one last bucket. Melbourne throw the first punch, and they lead 1-0.
We just come out and trying to execute the game plan. We know how hard they play. Coming out and making sure that we take care of business that we're talking about throughout the week. We came out and did that today.
I'm extremely confident in this group. We're excited to play over in Tassie, and yeah, we've got to bring the physicality, so that's definitely something that we're going to put an emphasis on.
Hello and welcome to My State Bank Arena for Game 2 of the NBL Championship Series. Melbourne United were clinical in their demolition of the JackJumpers in Game 1 on home court. It is the JackJumpers' turn to return the favour.
We don't stop fighting. Up 20, down 20. We're going to keep fighting to getting better in each game, and that's what we're trying to show each game we go into. This is by far the best stadium in the league. People know that, teams know that. If teams say they don't fear it, it's in the back of their heads because our fans and the supporters are unbelievable, and you definitely feel it when you get here.
I mean, we know it's going to be loud. It's a fun environment to play in. We're just going to have tight huddles, make sure we get the message across of what we're doing on the next play.
The toughness, I think we've talked about, what we need tonight, mental toughness, physical toughness, and then this mentality that IC's been talking about, like it's 0-0. We haven't got any advantage right now. Go ahead and walk into this game just like it's game 3 against the Hawks. That's the kind of mentality that we've got to walk in here tonight.
We're not here to make up numbers, Everyone here is happy that we're here, but we're here to win. And you have the greatest opportunity right before you, all right? This will be the last time this group's together for these next 10 days. Let's take advantage of each other in here. Let's push each other as hard as we possibly can push. Let's give no back steps. Let's keep swinging and punching and knocking back.
Game 2 is off and running. Crawford has been on fire in this first quarter. Nice fire. Oh my. And he runs the floor with a jam.
Talk about a point.
Come on, defense.
Oh, wow.
Oh! What the?
Got 2?
Oh, boy.
What's going on out here? Half-time. This is explosive.
Good half. Competitive, tough. We got to get into the fight. Continue to be in the fight. And just keep swinging and being aggressive about what we're doing. No backpedaling.
We can't lose our head, no one right now. All right, whatever's going on in the game, we keep calm, we find solutions, we go next play.
Again,
That is tough.
This Melbourne D is so tough.
Oh.
Here they come. Steindl came up with it. Krislovic scores. They're on the march at the back end of this third quarter. McDonald puts the JackJumpers in front.
Right now, like any time you come in the game, we got to be sharp. Right now.
McVeigh for Magnay. Luala Jr. Offensive foul. This one's in the book. One apiece in the championship series.
Job's not done. Quick turnaround on Sunday, and there's a lot of stuff we can clean up, and I'm sure they'll clean some stuff up too. So it's the beauty of the series, but looking forward to Sunday.
We did some damage mentally in that game. Got under their skin. You guys, a gutsy performance. I mean, hell of a performance. Down 15, just the effort across the board, the energy across the board. Tremendous. Super proud of you, obviously.
Great to have your company for Game 3 of the Championship Series. Melbourne and Tasmania in front of a sold-out crowd here at John Cain Arena. What we saw on Friday night tells us that this afternoon's going to be physical.
I have no doubts. We got to just stay more locked in, more consistent, and we want to get that win.
The mindset for our group is, let's go. You don't want to sit on a loss for too long, think about it, overanalyze it. Coming off that last game, boom, move on, next play. All right, it's been our mindset the whole year. We know how good we accept some errors that we made as a group, and we go ahead and be better today. They won the physicality war. All right, whatever happens, this physicality goes up to another level tonight. All right, it's not going to slow down. Someone's going to do some dirty to you. Keep your head tonight. Anything that's worth getting is hard to get. All right, let's go make this thing hard.
You guys would learn your lesson by now, but I guess not. No. You're not getting nothing out of me. It's going to be as boring as they have been for the last 3 years.
Oh, no, don't say that, mate.
Well, we just have to play better. We haven't played very well yet, and we just have to keep doing our process and play better.
It's only a handful that can say they got here, and only a smaller handful that said they actually won it. So to be in this position is all glory to God, and just I'm thankful and grateful to be here, and just, trying to enjoy it.
They're going to come out with force, all right? They're going to try to set the tone in their building. They're going to be grabbing and holding. Don't fight pressure. Have some fun out there. Enjoy this process, all right? Enjoy what you're doing. Rally around each other. Value each other. Love each other. And let's get into it.
And Game 3 starts with the home team in possession. Wallachul Jr. backs in on Magnay. He scores. Seeing Clark on the wraparound. Going to find some space. There wasn't any. Heads up play for Dellavedova.
Wow, this game is electric.
Fabian Krislovic into the game. Tasmania in front. Final possession of the half. Golding from really deep. From seriously deep. And Melbourne take a 1-point lead into halftime.
We had enough good looks to be up 10, to be up 12, whatever it is, all right? How many they score? 43? It's respectable, all right? We haven't hit it. The only shot we've hit is a bull bank, all right? We're going to keep getting good looks and we're going to knock them down.
So 3 minutes clock, like he's baiting it, but the guy can't release. Because if you release and then he just takes the dribble, they're going to attack it, then he's just got too much space. You got to stay into the ball. I know it's tough up there, but he's got too much space up there. You got
The lead continues to change between these two. Dellavedova with a hand in the face. Final minute. Here's Doyle, and he got it. Here comes Dellavedova, down the middle, and scores. Crawford, blocked by Travers. What are we witnessing? 8.1 seconds.
Whoa.
They're throwing it away. Problem. Doyle kept it in. Here's the JackJumpers chance. McVeigh, 2 on the clock. Oh! Jack McVeigh! Simply incredible!
And he throws up a prayer.
Jack McVeigh with the shot of his life. Tasmania win Game 3 and silence Melbourne.
One settle. It don't mean nothing. We haven't done it yet. Settle. One more.
Melbourne passed me the ball and I said, I want to shoot this. And I got to a shot, I guess. Felt good once I let my hand, and then, yeah, can't really remember the rest. Grateful and just excited to get back to Thursday, look after the body and prepare to go win this thing. That's what I want.
There was some, we made some crazy threes too. Shea makes a crazy three. Delhi's was a huge one down the stretch. We made some shots as well, but it was a wild game to be a part of, and it will be one that sits in my memory for a long time.
Will Jack McVeigh's shot go down as one of the best of all time, or will it be lost in the story of yet another Melbourne United championship? Well, for Melbourne United, their backs are against the wall, down 2-1, and right now the JackJumpers are 40 minutes away from bringing a National League championship to a city that so richly deserves it.
Jack McVeigh, how have you been able to digest what happened the other night?
Nah, I definitely had to take some moments, some big breaths, fall back on my daily routine, and then the job's not done. So start to prepare for this epic game tonight.
To do it on this court would be absolutely incredible. We got 40 minutes between now and then, and we'll see how the chips fall.
No, we've got to forget about the last games. There's no tomorrow, so it's pretty easy to be present, pick my own mindset going into this, and looking forward to it all.
Things that I put to us, our intent, our effort, our mindset, all right? Those things have to be at the highest level tonight, all right? We want to win more than them tonight, all right? We have to. In the words of Ari's mum, there's no quitterness tonight.
This is game 4. Dellavedova attracting the boost straight away. Jack McVeigh, listen to that. Clark crosses over McVeigh and drains the 3. Call for the foul. McVeigh. Oh no. Jack McVeigh is absolutely on fire. Clark past McVeigh. 41-39 at halftime.
Get the to McVeigh. Like, you don't need to switch anything if I'm there. Like, the first play, you just ran to Chris. That's the scout. We let him shoot that one. You know what I mean?
McVeigh upstairs. Nasty. Deng once more. Rattles out. Oh. Down 1. 16.8 seconds to play. Down to 10. Head down to the basket. Oh. Brilliant. Clark to shoot the free throws. Hasn't missed one in the championship series. 2-point game. McVeigh does lightning strike twice. And we are going all the way to the end. Sunday at John Cain Arena will decide the NBL 24 champion.
Everyone's just done what they're supposed to do. But we got a chance at home to do what we need to do. Take those people that come down, rest, and get ready to go and win them.
Yeah! Look, we've been up double figures in the first 3 games. It feels good to get over the line, even though we didn't get it out to 10 points or so, but we did some things we spoke about needing to do down the back end of that 4th quarter.
When you shot the half-court shot, the biggest flashback.
Love your effort. Love the fight. This is not over. This is not over. We rest tomorrow. We fly Saturday. We go there with the intention of one more game that you earned because no one ever thought you'd get there. All right? And then you just go there and play in the building and go like fucking hell. All right? Let's bring it in. Come on.
I would love to obviously win in Melbourne, but we're going to probably disappoint a lot of people. But I don't need a trophy to validate what we've done here for 3 years. The impact it's had on this island is undeniable. I love to win it for the island. I love to win it for the people here. But a trophy for me personally is not going to validate, tell me I've done something good or bad in the long run.
Welcome to John Cain Arena for Game 5, the decider. Do or die. We are 40 minutes away from crowning a champion. Will it be Melbourne United or will it be the JackJumpers?
It's almost poetic that we've ended up here. Either way it goes, it's been a hell of a series, and it's just been an honour battling out with these boys, and we'll go out swinging tonight.
Just enjoying it, man. Enjoying this moment. I think back to when I was a young fella watching the Gold Coast Blaze, watching Chris Goulden out there getting buckets, and wonder one day make shots like him, and here we are competing Game 5. Where else would I rather be?
This is another amazing series that we've had. From the semi-finals to the championship, this has just been incredible. I don't think anyone predicted it to go the way it has. Overtime games, best of 3, best of 5. Couldn't have scripted it any better.
Just trying to stay pretty present about, what's coming next, for this group. But a team that can keep their head, not get distracted by referees or crowds or anything like that, will be the one that will come out victor today.
Just got to stay together as a group. Not get too high, not get too low. It's going to be runs in the game. We know that. But make sure we stay together is a big thing.
Little stand up to start with. Just reminded to breathe today. Go ahead and take 3 quick shots. Exhale. Good job. At some point today, you're going to need that little shot. Reminder to breathe. Breathing, staying present, next play. Just keep kind of thinking the little moments today where you just stop yourself and go ahead and breathe. All right, first on the floor, offense. Now you reward yourself, all right? Again, Magnay's floating around, take advantage of him. They worry about the ball a lot, and then just speed, all right? Good pace, Delhi, awesome.
Like, look at McVeigh's closeout. You have
everything you want. I love that shot. Knock it down.
Right at the beginning of the season, we said, let's try to get to the end of this thing. And you're at the end of this thing right now with one game to play 40 minutes of JackJumper basketball. Swing like mother. Don't leave anything out there. And at the end of the day, lean on each other. We don't need great. We just need good across the board and everyone chipping in. All right, let's have help.
Game 5 is underway. You can see the move of Tasmania early. Luala Jr. Crawford crosses over, this time with the left hand. Dellavedova top of the key. Melbourne throw the first punch, and it's a pretty big one. Crawford pulls up. 19 in the first quarter for Jordan Crawford. Golding with a hand in the face. Crawford from long range. Got it! The JackJumpers have got this back now.
It's going to be another foul on Chris Golding.
You got 3 right.
Incredible first half of basketball.
You're in a great fight, all right? Be committed, play with your chest, committed to make every box out, committed to get back to pace, all right? Get some stops and fly out.
Good job across the board in staying with your poise, all right? Got back in the game, back and forth. Now it's just 20 minutes of basketball, all right? And the first 3 or 4 minutes, we have to come out. We cannot do what we did in the beginning here and just walk them to the foul line, be in the back foot. Let's play JackJumper basketball to win this thing.
Clark, smooth as silk to the cup. Now Crawford. Oh my! Got it! McVeigh. Magnay's turned down low. Magnay forces it in. Scores a level right now.
They're not giving us one. You take it, let's go! They're starting to collapse now. Their habits are coming back.
Doyle on the move, he's fouled. Points will count. 4-point lead to Tasmania. Big offensive rebound by Hook Porty. With 1 to come. McDonald lays it up. That might be enough. Melbourne need a quick bucket. Clark can't score. Hook Porty falls over. Time ticking away for United. Last roll of the dice. Goal! Remarkable from Chris Golding.
In the dying stages, but with 4 seconds, I suspect that Scott Roth, he calls a timeout. He'll advance it.
Yes. Hey, and don't dribble it. Hold it.
2-point game. 4.7 seconds remaining. McDonald inbound.
Oh my.
Dellavedova knocks it away for the win from halfway. Tasmania have done it. The island has its title. And the JackJumpers, in their 3rd season, are NBL champions.
Yes, big boy! That dude's got the gun.
It's just what we've been doing all year, man. What we've been doing for 3 years, just chipping away every day. This crowd gets us through it every day. I love this group. I love this team.
Man, it's surreal. To God be the glory. That's what it always is. I had a blast, and I just want to celebrate with my guys.
Your 2024 Hungry Jacks NBL champions, the Tasmania JackJumpers.
The goal of this club is to continue to put ourselves in winning positions to challenge for a championship. And obviously we challenged for a championship, and we all just want 1 or 2 possessions to back. But again, what an amazing series we were part of, and I'm sure I'll reflect on that a little bit more down the track when you get over actually losing the tight game that we're in.
Oh my God! Hey, thanks for JC coming in.
The resilience is unbelievable. Obviously, you know I love you guys to death. The professionalism and how you carried yourself on and off the floor has been wonderful. We're going to have a couple of really nice days back at Hobart.
What it means to me is I get to hang out with my friends, show ups with them every day at work, and hopefully get to keep on doing that.
It's a heck of a journey, mate. The main thing is being around each other and growing relationships, and now we have a bond that can't be broken.
Will, what are you expecting when you get back to Tasmania? What's the reception?
It might be burnt to the ground. And if it's not, we'll go burn it down. But
yeah, it is.
I don't know. A lot of love, man. All we've felt from that city and, you know, that state is love. It's going to be a hell of a time, and we're definitely going to soak it all in.